MK party in particular, nationally in the past election on May 29th, has performed exceptionally well, with a number of members in parliament on the national level. What's important for the development at the moment of the party and South Africa as a whole is to ensure that this party, the opposition, the official opposition in parliament, now continues to develop in regions like the Western Cape.
We are hoping that these elections will really be the very first elections where the people of Stellenbosch will see that they need change. They need to change the government because they've been voting the DA, and the DA, of course, the DA now is in the GNU, which is in the alliance with the ANC that they didn't want. So if they don't want the ANC, of course, they don't want the DA, they must vote for the MK party.
One of the main issues, especially in this ward, in Ward 17, people that are staying in Ward 17, especially flats-wise, from the Stellenbosch municipality, people are renting flats that are not maintained, and people have been staying here for almost 50, 60 years. All flats, they are so cockroach, and it's unhealthy to stay in the flats. And this issue of the flats is not coming from today. It's a long thing, and people are supposed to get the flats for free.
Western Cape, in terms of growing of MK party, even before election, it was not bad. But we had a challenge of resources. We had a challenge of counter-revolutionary against us. You must know Western Cape is in the midst of Ugoko, the ANC, and the DA. And other many smaller Nyana parties who have made it a point that MK won't exist. One can't compare from the day one arrived in the Western Cape to talk about MK. After election, MK swelled in ranks.
We've been complaining about service delivery forever, right? I mean, service delivery is degenerating, and I think this is where the metal hits the tar, right? Or the tire hits the tar, is at local government level, and therefore we are going to contest all local government elections, and because that's where you actually deliver to the people on the ground. So Stellenbosch, of course, you know, it's in the heart of the beast. So this being our first Western Cape by-election, we wanted to make a statement, and I think we made a statement today that MK is here, and there's no place we cannot go.
Municipal government is where, because that is where the ordinary voter is closest to government, because your councillor supposedly is to live in your ward or to be from your municipality or to live close to your ward, and is supposed to be au fait with your circumstances as a voter. Millions of rand, even in this municipality, millions of rand meant for infrastructure development have been returned to the national treasury. It means that inside the municipality there's a clear incapacity and a clear problem when it comes to applying the money, spending the money properly and in terms of the legislative frameworks. So, for me, this is important what is happening here, because we are today busy with the creation of a culture inside MK of having candidates who stand. If you look at our candidate, Desmond Block, is a theology student at the University of Stellenbosch, and he's well spoken, he's well regarded in the community broadly. But he's also an ordinary man, a man who's been a taxi driver and who has worked his way up and elevated himself from being a taxi driver to now being a theology student.
I think what is important is that we start acknowledging the historical footprint and to change the narrative. That especially in the area where we're in now, we speak about a governor, Simon van der Stel. And we have to look at the time period. Our existence in this landscape precedes that. So it's time for the indigenous peoples, you know, to reflect and to look upon the heritage within the area. If you look at the museums, there's not much record of the indigenous people's heritage within Stellenbosch. If you pass Spier, you see dates, established for Spier. So I feel that the voice within MK to show the diversity of South Africans, really it is commendable.
Dit is 'n baie historiese verkiesing vir die MK, want ons staan nou in die agterplaas van wit monopolie kapitaal. En soos ons nou gesien het die tyd, is dat die mense in Pieterswil en in die omgewing hierso is baie oop om vir MK te ontvang. Ons verwag nie om die verkiesing te wen nie, maar ons verwag om goed te doen in die verkiesing en dit as 'n leerproses te neem vorentoe.
Very, very excited about, especially being in Stellenbosch for the very first by-election for MK. And it's significant because this is the stronghold of the white monopoly capital. And we as MK, everything we do is to bring down the white monopoly capital.
Partaking in by-elections and municipal elections is part of that progress. And that's what MK is doing here today, starting to lay the foundations of the Western Cape.